Welcome! In front of me is a Stanley S241, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks that you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with improving the quality of images viewed on the display by changing mirror vision settings, and you can find them under the settings and then display, and you'll find mirror vision right here, and tap on the bars on the top left corner, and you'll have this kind of panel open up. And from here on, I choose picture mode, start off, and then select, change it to vivid, and you will see a bit of a change in the image if I flip all of them in between. So vivid is what you want. Then go back, go into dynamic contrast, and here you got just the contrast setting. So once you enable this, you won't really get a massive difference in perspective of how it looks like, but if I disable it, it just jumps completely back to where it was previously. Now when you're enabling it, it just gradually increases the contrast instead of doing it like when you're disabling, it just completely flips the switch and it's off. So you can get a greater idea of how it affects it basically when you disable this option. So yeah, and yeah, that's the first one. Now while we're already in the display, the second thing I'm going to show you is the clear motion, which is right here. And it basically improves the image. Now on the camera it actually looks fairly smooth, but in person like the image sliding around is a bit choppy. It kind of like jumps over a couple frames. So once you enable it, you will get a side-by-side where one image is constantly like this choppy and the other one is just fully smooth. Now I think it's a little bit more visible now on a camera than it was previously. But basically when you're watching videos or movies and they're not necessarily keeping up, this will help a little bit in the quality of how it looks. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go to the next thing that I find very useful, which is the hiding password. So if I would actually pull, let's say, Wi-Fi, just so I can connect to something like that is protected. So once you have anywhere a password that you need to put in and you start typing away, you can see that you always see the latest letter that was typed for about a second or two. And you can actually remove this so it's not visible by going into the settings again and then security right here, and you will find this option right here, make password visible. Now by default it's on for some unknown reason, so you want to just disable this. And now if we go back and start typing away a password, once it actually shows us some passwords or networks that I can attempt to connect to. Let's see. There we go. So once I tap on it, and you can see now that it's immediately a dot instead of letter being displayed there. So it just helps with a little bit more security. Now moving on further, we're gonna go into remapping the key that is right here. So normally I think it launches camera. I'm not necessarily sure, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. So it launches camera. It gives you right now a little animation, considering there is no grass field in front of me. So I just close this. But you can remap it, and to do it you go into the settings, and then I think it was at the bottom. There it is. Side key configuration. Tap on it, and then you get the list of apps that you have installed right now. And you can just tap on each one of them that you want. So for instance, I can set it to settings, tap on OK. And if I leave this and press this button now, it will open up settings. Now this might not be the most optimal choice, but you can set it up to basically be anything else. And basically it's a nice and easy quick launch for a specific app. And now moving on to the next, or the last thing basically, is the developer options associated with animations. So as you see, anything that you open has animations of like sliding in, out, and fading, all kinds of that stuff. So you can actually change the speed of it or completely remove it by going to the developer options. Now, if you already see the developer options, you can just skip a couple of seconds forward, and if you don't, what you want to do is go into the About Phone in the settings right at the bottom and find build number right here and just tap it 7 times. Now, where for me it says no need, you are already a developer. For you, after tapping on it a couple times, it will start a countdown of taps, and I think at the 7th tap it will tell you that you are now a developer. And if you go back here, you will then see this option. So let me just enable it like so. And from here, scroll down and you will find window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. And each one of them corresponds to a different kind of animation of the device. So for instance, window animation scale is this window right here that just has opened. And if I set it to off, it will be instant. There won't be like animation. There's still a shadow animation, but that's from something else. And as an example, I can set it drastically, so there is a huge difference in it. So you can now see how it looks like when it's animated times 10. So you can set it to anything. So 1 is the default, 0.5 is half speed, and off is just completely not being displayed at all. And you can, for instance, set anything to be off. And now if I close it, there is no more minimization. If I tap on recent and choose an app, the app doesn't slide in, it just pops literally into existence or right on the screen without like any delay. So that is fairly nice option to improve the kind of like a performance and how quick the device seems to work. And that would conclude any tweaks and tricks that I want to share with you. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.